And good afternoon. This is the Elliott Wave, excuse me. This is the Elliott Wave daily update for the NASDAQ 100 being recorded on Tuesday, September the 2nd at 2:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I'm here on the hourly chart. We're in the NQ, and it was an interesting day that had an even more interesting finish. Excuse me, one moment. Thank you. I get that little crackly voice going, and I don't want to be cracking, so I had to get some water in there. Okay, so even a better finish. In that extra hour, the Nasdaq got a spurred higher, and I noticed at first with just watching that Apple started to climb, and it was about $4, and then it was up $5 over the close, then six and seven, then eight and nine, and then I was doing a web show, and one of the participants in the web show said, "Oh, Google's antitrust suit was basically resolved without them having to sell Chrome, without them having to pay huge fines, and so the antitrust was basically not going to happen." So that, of course, is very positive for the Nasdaq, and also for a lot of additional stocks that may be confronting all that good stuff. Now, particularly Apple and Google responded today. We'll see what others might be added to that list as they start to come up, and one of them might be Meta, the other one might be Microsoft, could be even Nvidia. So we have to wait and see. But I think it could be a little bit more broad-based, and we'll see exactly kind of what comes out of it. In the meantime, we did come down in the B wave. I basically didn't really want it to come down below this level, which was 23,035. Well, we did. And I'm actually going to, because this is where I'm putting the completion point for that B wave here, which is 2327. So it did come down, but it took it right back. And this time it came down and tested it, took it back up, came back down again, and that's where they put in the low. So, and I'll tell you why, because if I'm doing this and I go to that line chart, you can see that one was a spike and then it was taken back immediately. This one was a spike and it was taken back immediately. So I am going to allow it to be the completion point for the B wave as we start higher in wave three. Now, what else could it be? It could be one, two, three, and this could be a four. It has not crossed over yet, although it's not far from doing so. In fact, if I put it back on the bar, then we have this one. We have that possibility, right? This low was 23,397, and this high is 23,386. So it's not all that far away till we get above and bang. So it's not a fourth wave, and this is an ABC down. Put that B wave, and then let's count five. Now, moving this over, you can see, at least on my hourly chart, looks pretty good to be one, two. And we're starting in that third. And that should suggest that when the markets reopen here, we continue to climb. Two heavy hitters, two of the Mag 7 will be, Google's not in that one. Too bad. Maybe they'll join that club. But Apple for sure, and any of the overflow from the others. So we have Meta up $6 and probably will continue to climb. So again, if we can keep this rally going, then I think we're going to get that C wave. And now here's I put our markers in here. And so wave C would be equal to wave A at 23,798. Yes, that goes up technically and does not break this high. And that's what I actually am going to say that I need to see. So I'm hoping we can get up into here to complete this third wave. And if I just move this out a little bit and put it on a 30-day so I can get more chart, you can see that I'm getting it up here, brings us into putting wave three above wave one, which actually just needs to get itself above 24,068. So I definitely would like to see wave three, but I have 1.618 up here at 24,277, which would be a great conclusion for this third wave within the triangle pattern, and then we come back down in a fourth. That would be something. That would be really good for me to see, in terms of just the wave pattern, but to keep this triangle, this diagonal going, because boy, it's just been a toughie, particularly here in the NASDAQ. The S&P, of course, made a new high above there to put in the A wave, and then came in, did not take out that low and wave two to put in the B wave, and now it's coming back up and should not have any problems putting it above wave one. I'm hoping here in the NASDAQ as well. Now, if the NASDAQ is truly cooked, and we go from here and we just go, oh, everything gets caught up and they decide they don't like it, well, then it's going to be one, two, three, four, a huge four, but it's got to come down and not look back. It's like it can't go up anymore. It just needs to start going down and can't stop. And I just don't see that happening right now. So we're going to kind of sit tight and wait for this opening in about 10 minutes. So, but right now, I'm looking for it to continue to move higher. And right now, we're kind of coming in, well, a little bit lower, but I don't think it's all that bad. We'll see how they want to come in. But my expectation is I put these markers here, because I think it'll be resistance where we can maybe think we're going to get a completion point for that third wave. And actually, if it gets above all of that, would be great, because we can actually put some additional small ones in there, to there, and then you can see we have up here to where this third wave can finish up at 23,500 something, and that would be a good move. Remove. So within here, we got 1, 2, we find some resistance here. And so I don't want to count it too fast. So it could be 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and a 5. And that's just wave one of C. Because I am looking for this to kind of keep going, and we'll see what kind of can build there after it. But right now, I think that this did put in a solid low, and we did get a very strong rally. And I had talked about that what would kind of be more convincing is if we hit the low and we rallied 100 to 200 points up off that low. Well, we did. We did. And so I'm more satisfied. In fact, we rallied, this was 23, 27, and we got up to 23,379. So that's a pretty big move off of the low. So I'm pretty happy about that. And let's take a quick look at the daily, and we're looking at our moving averages again. Here again, we got the 20 really going flat, the 8 coming down, starting to flatten out here. But there was a solid move back up. It broke the 50, regained the 50 very quickly. And so now I'm looking for it to kind of just keep going and get itself back above 2379, yeah. Get itself back above here. And get above that, the 20 and the 8, to be honest with you. And then we're back in alignment to continue to go higher. So I am suspecting that that's going to happen pretty quickly here. They're up about 23,500. So right around that resistance area. And so we get up there and kind of follow, just kind of see what we can get done. But we'll get little boosts out of it. Now, on the way down, by the way, the market really kind of broke a lot in the Qs. We're closing at 568. So in the Qs, we still have a lot of room, and I want to see how this all gets changed over a little bit. Come on, I want to get over my other screen. Thank you. And so I'm just looking at today for the Qs. We broke everything. The Qs, the low in the Qs was 559. So that broke the large gamma one and the put wall. Didn't stay down there for too long before it popped back above. But it was a decent enough range, and It did give us that final surge lower, I think, when it broke there in the Qs. So it broke the put wall in large gamma 1, retook it, and did not make it back up towards large gamma 2. So we'll see if they may get reset, but right now 570 is large gamma 2, 571 volatility trigger, 575 large gamma 3. If this rally is going to really build and continue, we'll see where those are going to be put. If they're going to come in at the same level, then I'm going to be looking for them to be taken out tomorrow. If we can get that rally going and it's going to be solid enough, then I'd look for that to happen tomorrow. Also, tomorrow, we've got a few numbers. So on Wednesday, we have job openings, factory orders, Fed beige book, and auto sales, and a couple of Fed officials out speaking during the day. Thursday, we start on the employment data. So we have ADP employment, initial jobless claims. We have U.S. productivity and U.S. trade deficit. That's going to be an important number. And so we also have the S&P final U.S. services PMI and the ISM services PMI. And oh yeah, this is the Senate banking nomination hearing for Stephen Murin. It's tomorrow to be a Fed governor. That's going to be interesting in and of itself. And then we have two Fed people out speaking tomorrow afternoon, evening. So, and then Friday is U.S. employment data. And so that one's going to be also important. So Thursday and Friday are going to matter more. Tomorrow can also have some sway, but Thursday and Friday, because it's employment data, and that's going to be important for the Fed decision. All right, that's actually about it. I don't have too much more to really be discussing, except I really do feel that the market will continue higher. It would have to, if it's going to turn, it cannot cross over that. And then it could turn and still be a 4. Outside of that, folks, I really, I'd have to think it's so clean coming down as a C wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it can be done. And then this could still be a larger 4 and still turn and come down, which it just puts the heaviness back on that this 2 is still in progress. And again, it's no, it's kind of a crappy, but that's all I got, is that this would be wave A and that would be still part of the B wave with still a C wave yet to come back up. And so I don't necessarily want to even go there, because this would be A of, yeah, I can take it back. This is going to be A of 2, B of 2, C of 2. So this gets shifted over and put here. And so that would be if it's got to turn and come down and take that out. So that would be the other thing. It has to come down and take it out, and before tomorrow morning. For me, but stranger things. So we're going to hold that there. All right, that is really about it. Gamma levels will be reviewed again and presented tomorrow morning, and that's going to be it. So our next update will be the morning update tomorrow.